Hi everyone, it's Aleah from Challenge Workforce Solutions. I'm our Youth Outreach Coordinator, and today I'm inviting you into my kitchen to cook with me. Today we'll be making chicken burrito bowls, which are absolutely delicious. It's loosely based on Chipotle's recipe. So we'll be making the cilantro lime rice with white rice, the chipotle chicken, pico de gallo, and guacamole. Which is absolutely delicious. So before we get started, I do have a few disclaimers. First, I am not a chef. I don't measure anything. I don't know any of the nutritional information. Is it healthy? Probably not. Is it worse for you than like 40 chicken nuggets from McDonald's? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. So to know any nutritional information, I would have to measure things, and that is just way too much for me to do. Can't be bothered to do that, so I won't be. So that's disclaimer one. The next is that, again, I'm not a chef, so my chopping skills, the way I cook, all of that, I'm not trained. Anything that I do, you won't see done likely on Chopped. So take with that what you will. I just really wanted to clear the air before we get started with that. So without further ado, if you are interested in learning how to make, or the way I make, I mean, I don't care if you do the same thing as I do, I really don't. But if you're interested in watching me cook some chicken bowls, then just keep on watching. And if you're interested in getting my shirt, you totally should. Adam, who works at Challenge, he creates this shirt. The artwork on the back is all his, and it's really cool. So he has shirts, sweatshirts. So if you're interested in purchasing, you can buy in the description below. There'll be a link. Okay. All right, so starting out, you obviously want to give a shower to all of your veggies and really all the food that you'll be chopping and cutting and touching and eating. So here they are, they're scrub-dub-dub, and we'll go ahead and move on. So first, you're going to chop up your tomatoes. I like to use grape or cherry tomatoes just because they're easier to cut, in my opinion, but chop them all up, you're good to go. Next, we have a yellow onion. So I like to use a yellow onion, a sweet onion, actually, because I think it works well with pico and guac. I know, like, if it's raw onion, you should be using red onion, but, you know, I break the rules, so that's where we're at with this. Okay, now stop cringing, okay? It's just going to get worse from here on out as far as the cutting goes. But just remember the disclaimer from the beginning. I warned you. Here's extra gum. That works really good. That's not an ad. You could use any gum. But gum works to stop from crying when you're chopping up onions. So that's what I'm doing. It does actually work. But yeah, so like I said, just chop them up into small little bite-sized pieces for your pico and your guac. You know, whatever size you prefer. Moving on, we are going to be chopping up jalapenos. I actually like to deseed all of them because I like my guacamole and my pico to be more fresh tasting than spicy. But if you want a little bit more spice, definitely keep some of those seeds in there. But I'm just removing all of them. And then you're going to chop them up about the same size that you chopped up the tomatoes and the onions, just like small little guys there. So again, stop cringing. I told you about the chopping, okay? It's you know, it is what it is. Chop, 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 and more chopping, and more chopping. And we're done. Okay, so cilantro time. I used 2 things of cilantro, I don't know, bushels, but just chop it up as finely as you can. And then you need a lot of cilantro because every single thing that we're cooking needs cilantro with it, so 2 is good. Here I have chicken thighs. You could use chicken breasts, but chicken thighs are tastier. Chicken breasts are healthier, so you can take your pick. But we're just going to be salt and peppering each side of the chicken thigh, and make sure you get both sides. So you'll see me flip one over and you unroll it, and then, you know, season both sides. Don't want one-sided seasoned chicken Throw it in a Ziploc bag, or, a bowl if you wanted to. Here's chilies and adobo sauce. Very important. You can find it in the Hispanic aisle at any grocery store, but you'll just chop up the chilies nice and finely and then stick them in the bag with your chicken. That's really the main ingredient for the chicken. So again, we'll just be adding in some limes. So here's me chopping them up. But I really, really, really like lime juice. So you can definitely add that to taste. I mean, don't taste the raw chicken, but you can add like 1 or 2 limes to your chicken, depending on how much you like lime. I mean, I would add like 5. And then just a little sprinkle, like I said, we're not measuring anything, just like, until it's good, of cilantro. Close it up, beat up the chicken, beat it up, then love it, massage it, then beat it up again. You really want it to get to all of the crevices of all the chicken. That's really where all the flavor comes from. Next, we are cutting up some avocados. This is my super cool avocado tool. So it has like a little knife to cut it up, and then the little thing pits all the avocados, which is just awesome. So I like to put my avocados in chunky. I don't like them mushy, so I just kind of cut them up and then take them with a fork and pop them into the bowl. I'm pretty sure I used like 4 avocados for the guacamole because I really like guac. So I'm just adding cilantro, jalapeno, tomato and onion. And when you're mixing your guacamole, to keep it from getting that mushy, gross texture and to keep it like nice and chunky, fold and then also just kind of go up and down with your fork when you're mashing them instead of stirring. Then I add garlic from a squeezy tube because I'm not an adult yet, so I don't buy actual garlic. I just get the minced. Salt, pepper. I added lime too, a lot of lime. That's garlic powder, and then also onion powder. And then I put a little bit of wing sauce because I put wing sauce on absolutely everything that I ingest. So that's totally unnecessary. And then this is the really important part. You just got to season by taste, really. I love lime. So I'm just going to keep adding more and more lime to the guacamole. It's just what it is. A little bit of cilantro and then it's good to go. Next, we're moving on to pico, which is super easy. It's all the same ingredients minus the avocado. So add in your tomato, onion, cilantro, jalapeno, and then mix it all up. Add in lime juice. A lot of lime juice is good. And then the same exact seasoning. Garlic salt, garlic powder, onion powder, garlic from my squeezy tube because I'm not an adult, pepper, salt, and then just mix it up. And again, you're going to just be doing things by taste again. So taste it, make sure it's good, add more lime if you're Aleah, and move on. For the chicken, I'm spraying my pan with EVOO spray to keep it from sticking, and I'm using 2 pans because it's just what works best for me. So put them at a medium heat, throw all your chicken in a pan, keep it covered, cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. It should look like that. Nice, taking a little bath in the sauce, and then you're gonna flip it to the other pan so they get all nice and crispy and seared. So I sear them on both sides until they look like that for about 5 minutes on both sides. It really just kind of depends. You could also do it on a grill. That would work really well, but I don't have a grill, so I have to cook them on the stove and kind of fake the same thing. You could also, they're really, really, really good in cast iron skillets, but again, like I said earlier, I'm not an adult, so I can't keep cast iron good. So anyway, here's me chopping up the chicken into bite-sized pieces. It works really well if you're going to eat it in a taco form. You could keep it whole if you're going to eat it on rice. For the rice, I put white minute rice, which I didn't show because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You just make the rice, add lime, and then add a whole bunch of cilantro, mix it up. I don't use real rice because, And there's the finished product. I added just a little bit of cheese on top, but like I said, I like to eat it in a bowl. You could also throw all of that stuff in a tortilla, and it would be really good too. But that's it. We made it to the end of the video. So if you like this recipe, if you think it's good, which I'm telling you right now, it is absolutely delicious. I could eat this every single day. If you liked it, give it a try and film yourself doing it and share it with us. coworkers. Give us some inspiration to eat, or share your own favorite recipe.